I've been having a look through my Zentangle books, and I've got 3 more that I'm going to show you in different videos, and they're all by Jane Marbaix. Now, I really like the quality of these books, and I think Jane is a wonderful teacher. She is a certified Zentangle teacher, so you know that she knows what she's talking about. And I think this is a slightly bigger format than the project book I showed you before, but I think this book is lovely if you're just starting out and you don't know anything, or with you have been creating Zentangle for a while and you need some inspiration. You can see it's packed here with lovely designs. Now, it was published in 2014, and we have in the contents, what is Zentangle, first steps, Zentangle inspired art, tangle answers, Zentangle friends, tangling fun, using stencils, Zendalas, shapes, letters and numbers, rubber stamping, kids time, and a directory of tangles. Now we start right at the very beginning with a little bit of an introduction of what is Zentangle, and then we have the first steps, and you'll see that the steps are shown in red and black, so you can easily see how you're going to create each part of the step. So it's very easy to follow. And we have a little bit more on starting out, some inspiration from an expert, creating your strings using random strings, and then we move on to some Zentangle inspired art. So I find this book is really lovely just to flick through, even though, you know, I've been creating Zentangles for quite a while. It's always nice just to get a little bit of inspiration. And you can see you don't have to just work on a tile. You can do any shape, fill any shape at all. Have fun with your Zentangle. It's just great. You don't even have to fill the whole page with the Zentangle pattern. It can just be part of a bigger picture. It's a lovely idea for making a box and decorating a box. That would be great as a gift box. You could decorate your covers. And Jane says here that she likes to use stencils. It's not something I've thought about, but what a great way to create a wonderful shape without you actually having to design your own shape, and then you can just fill the spaces. I think that's really great. But you can fill any single shape that you want. Here these have been drawn with a pen, but there are ways if you can't actually draw yourself, or you feel you can't draw. In a minute we will get to another section, so you can create a lovely gift card. Oh, and I like that as well. I like to work with white on black. I think that is really nice, and I think quite often I will do 2 designs. I will work black on white and white on black, and it can make a lovely example for your project books. And then we move on to a few more stencils here. And then we have the Zendalas. Now this is really interesting. It's nice that this is incorporated in this book as well. Very nice. It's not something I've actually done. I keep thinking I'd like to try, but I haven't actually tried them. It says here you can trace a shape from a card. So shapes are everywhere. Just find a shape that you like, and it's great fun to fill letters and numbers with the tangle pattern, because you can make wonderful alphabets or little place settings, all sorts of things. You just have to use your imagination a bit. And this would also be a fun thing to do with children, to do their names or their ages. Now here's what I was saying, if you can't draw, you can trace, or you can use rubber stamps. Now I don't have any rubber stamps, I don't use them, I just do my own designs. But there's all sorts of ways that you can create a shape, even if you feel you can't actually draw it yourself. And this is what I think is lovely. We've got kids time here, projects to do with children. And I think that Zentangle is a great thing to do with boys and girls, and just get them interested when they're young. And it's very good for them for concentration, for mindfulness, for calming down if they're feeling stressed or upset. And you can get them into a daily drawing habit at a young age, and it's something they can carry through their whole life. So I think this is a wonderful thing to do with your children or your grandchildren. And then we move on to this directory of tangles, which is really useful and helpful. It's got some great ideas in here. I'll just flick through these pages and see all the instructions are here. They're very clear and easy to follow. And I do actually think I showed the three books that I probably used most when I was starting out, but I think this is actually probably my favourite book altogether, that I just like to flick through and get inspiration. If I'm having a day when I just can't think of anything, I can always find an idea in here that I can incorporate into one of my tiles. So this is a really, really nice book. So it's great if you're just starting out. It's also good if you've been tangling for a while and you just want a little bit of inspiration. And I really would encourage you to, if you have children, to teach them this, because I just think it's a wonderful thing for children to do. So here we have the end of this lovely book. So, lovely little saying there. She woke up one day and decided to quit cleaning her house and start decorating her soul instead. So Jane says that sometimes she likes to find a quote and then decorate around it. So there we have, anything is possible, one stroke at a time. So I think this is an absolutely brilliant book. I really love it, and I'm quite sad I didn't show this in my previous video, but I picked the books that I thought would be most useful for someone starting out. And I think this also would have been a great book to show because it has got everything in it, but equally I think it's a great book to move on to. And yeah, just take a look. I think this is a really useful book to have.